Well, Jason, you are right about that. State Senator Roland Gutierrez actually just arrived to his campaign watch party probably about 30 minutes ago. And his campaign manager took to the podium that's behind me just to let everyone know that they are watching results come in. Not a lot of commentary after that, just letting people know that they're keeping an eye on it and that we can expect the state senator to speak perhaps in an hour or so. You know, at these events and these watch parties, it is common that we see other elected officials and other VIPs, if you will, who come to support and endorse candidates. And tonight here at State Senator Gutierrez's watch party, there is a special table of people who have come here to support him. There are multiple parents and family members of children who were lost in the Uvalde massacre who have come here to support him. And I had a chance to speak with 3 of the mothers who lost their children and really ask them why it was important for them to be here. Take a listen.
Kimberly Rubio, Lexi's mom.
Gloria Cáceres, Jackie's mom.
Veronica Mata, Tessa's mom.
First of all, I'm so grateful that y'all are taking the time to talk to us. And I think the big question that I have for you is why it's important for you all to be here supporting Senator Gutierrez.
You know, Roland was here for us when almost no one was. He stood by us as we fought to raise the age from 18 to 21, and now we're here for him so that he can make a bigger impact.
Just like Kim said, you know, Roland was here when nobody else was, and he has stuck with us, you know, when slowly everybody's been, you know, kind of trailing off, and Roland has never left us.
Yeah, and he's been a true friend. He hasn't been a politician. He's literally been there for us through everything. He's helped us out tremendously.
One of the things that stood out to me, I spoke to him a little more than a week ago. He was in Dallas for an event, and I asked him about you all. I said, you know, how, and he said, I talked to them yesterday, and you speak to the fact that he's continued to be with you and continued. What would Roland Gutierrez being a U.S. Senator representing the state of Texas, what would that mean?
The fact that he stood by us, stood by our children, he's working to ensure that our children survive, that they go to school and that they come home and that they prosper. What more do you want in a politician?
And you even said, not a politician, he's been a friend. And you mentioned, you know, it's when something happens, when time passes, maybe sometimes it seems like people are paying less attention, and you're saying you do not feel that from him. Do you feel in general that a lot of the other politicians may have kind of let this huge thing happen and kind of let it go?
Yes, definitely. Just like you see it, just when a tragedy happens, you see everybody coming out slowly. There's another tragedy, and Uvalde kind of gets put on the back burner, and Roland hasn't allowed that. You know, he's always gotten the chance to and made the time to learn about our children, not just ourselves, but especially our children. So when he goes anywhere, he always speaks on their behalf and always makes sure that nobody forgets their names.
I'm sure it's extraordinarily frustrating to listen to there being a debate about gun reform, gun law reform, there being any other side when you have suffered personally what you've gone through. What can you say about his stance on the space and his push for change in that arena specifically?
Well, he stood it from the very beginning when everything happened, and he stood his ground, and he let everybody know what he represents, and he continues to fight for us, and he continues to fight for every child that's out there that deserves to go to school and not be afraid to go to school.
I just say we haven't heard from any of his opponents. I've never personally spoken to any of his opponents, and I would think that after Uvalde and after such a heated debate about this topic that we would have. So that's unfortunate, and that just proves Roland's character.
You never spoke to Ted Cruz?
No. Well, I mean, we spoke to Ted Cruz, but I mean, they haven't come to us to discuss this as the election.
What does that mean to you?
It shows a lot, and I would hope it sends a message to the voters, but we'll see.
Last question for you. You have your beautiful children on your chest. They're always going to be with you. This will always be, you know, something that you remember and that you hold on to and that people should never forget. I mean, would an election to the U.S. Senate bring a step towards hope in this space? Would it mean anything greater for you?
Absolutely. If Roland's elected, it shows that people still care about what matters. And what matters is our children. What matters is our safety as Americans.
Just like how she said it, the bottom line is the safety of our children, and that's who we're fighting for, not just our children, but everybody else's children. And if Roland wins, we know that we've gotten that message out, and it's about our children.
I mean, the bottom line, it's just what's right. You know, this is right. This is something that we shouldn't be arguing about. You know, we should be fighting for our children's safety, and nothing else should matter.
Again, there are a table of parents and family members who lost their children and loved ones in Uvalde who are here to support him, and they were actually one of the first groups of people that he greeted when he arrived at his watch party with his family. Like I said, his campaign manager said they are watching those numbers come in. He went into this night confident that there would be a runoff. Obviously, we're seeing those numbers come in. They're lower than they probably expected, but there is still hope here as more of those numbers come in, and we're going to keep you updated on what's happening here. Jason?